and welcome to day 23 of May, Myself and I. Today's word is kindness, which I think is going to be one of my favourite ones to talk about. For those of you that don't know, I was recently in a show called Heathers, and I feel like Heather's main message is about kindness. Martha, I feel, is the character who represents this message the most, because she is the character who preaches that message from start to end. She's one of these characters who doesn't really have much of like a story arc, because she's just right. She's right from the beginning to the end. She doesn't need to go through any change of personality or change of mindset, because how she thinks and feels is how arguably everyone should think and feel. And I feel like you can't be a part of Heathers and tell that story every night on stage and not let that seep into real life and not suddenly become hyper aware of how you interact with everyone around you. All of a sudden I felt like 200% more appreciative of all of the people in my life who have constantly showed me kindness. And because of that burst of gratitude, I then suddenly felt 200% more spurred on to reciprocate. Something I read recently, I can't remember where, it's probably like a Tumblr post or some inspirational thing on Instagram, but I remember reading something about the differences between being nice and being kind, and it was something I'd literally never even thought about. I thought those words were just sort of synonymous with each other, and I didn't really think about there being a difference between being nice to someone and being kind to someone. But the more I've read into it, I'm pointing down here at my open laptop, the more I've read into it, there is like a really important difference between being nice and being kind. Niceness is way more about how you appear and the things that you say, as opposed to kindness, which is way more about the things that you do. Kindness feels like way more active. A lot more effort goes into being kind to someone. I've read that niceness is much more about gaining favour and getting approval and validation from other people, and often people who are in higher positions or stronger positions than ourselves. You're being nice because you're scared of what will happen if you aren't nice, if that makes sense. Niceness is much more about how you are perceived by society and everyone around you, whereas kindness is about doing what you think is right and good, despite what everyone else might think of it. Basically, I find it fascinating, and now that I know that difference, I feel like I'm now able to make way more of a conscious effort to be kind rather than nice. I will definitely be doing more reading on this situation, because I am fascinated by stuff like that. But seeing as that is today's word, I thought I would share with you that little discovery, and I will see you tomorrow.